name is Hildebrand, and I've known Joe since, gosh, it's 2016. Well, 2.5 years. I've known you 2.5 years. And Joe, you came into my class as a sophomore, and you were very young, kind of working on the maturity thing, trying to figure out what you wanted to do in school and in life, trying to figure out if you wanted to be a teacher and what kind of teacher. And over the course of 2 years, I got to see you grow and develop into a young man who's now off in college and pursuing that dream. I think the biggest change I saw in you is acceptance of responsibility. I don't know if you want to relate that to Piaget or more like Erikson and understanding your moral compass and where you're supposed to be, following rules, and the rules are set there for a reason, and you followed them, but then eventually they became internalized in who you were, and like, okay, I do have to follow this and do this to get through life, and that kind of stuff. So I feel like that was a growth area for you, internalizing. And I think you realized by the time you were done in our program, man, talking about getting out on your own and not being at home with the parents telling you what to do and then do that, and kind of have that own, self-responsibility that you didn't have, I think, when you first came in, but you figured that out over 2 years. I think it made you have to grow up fast, be more responsible, and looking at the world like, okay, I matter, and I have a place in this world, and I have a reason for doing a lot of stuff, like pursuing a career in education. I have more to give back. So whatever tragedies or things that have come my way, obstacles, I think you realize that and you go, I've got a better purpose. I'm going to move forward with that. I'm going to get through whatever it is that's going on in my life. You kind of have that ability to do that. You work through it well. You don't give up. Basically, you work on that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that helped mold you, and some people just stop and they go, I can't handle this. I think you developed, and it made you into somebody who can accept adversity or whatever's going on and say, I got time to deal with it, but then I do need to move, and I need to go back and give back even more so, because it's now ingrained in my heart and how I want to better society and stuff. So I think your motivation is your family, and your parents, and your having a dynamic family situation and things changing in your family a lot. You're motivated by wanting to be successful and to make your parents proud. I think that's a big motivation. But I think you want to make yourself proud too, because you've seen some things in your family that you're not happy with, or you weren't proud of 100%, and you want to be that one that kind of breaks the mold, I guess. And you want to be a good role model to your niece. And I think that's really important. You've kind of, that's where I see your growth is in how you want to be towards your niece, and having her see, oh, this is my uncle, and I can be like him. I think you struggled a little bit with academics early on. That wasn't your favorite. I think understanding came to you towards the end of your senior year that if I really want to do this and I really want to be a teacher, which I know I'm good at and I'm good in the classroom, I'm going to have to do the other stuff that comes with it. And I think that's the motivation. You thought, I really want this. If this is going to be my goal and my dream, then I'm going to have to push myself and find a way to motivate myself to get better. I think for you, the biggest part of sports gave you a sense of love and belonging at school. It was your kinship, it was your group of friends. And when that was in season, you were passionate about it and you were really focused. You were more motivated to do your work because you had to keep your grades up. But then when season was out, that passion kind of waned a little bit and there wasn't as much of a focus on it. It is a driver for you, I think, to be successful. And when you're out of that season, things tended to slack a little bit more. But when you talk about wanting to be part of a group and to belong, and I think you really feel like when you're in lacrosse, that's your family here at school, and that's your good kinship and your good group of friends that you have. But I know you're outside of school, you also have, your youth group and your family and that sense of belonging too. But within the school walls, academically, you were more motivated when school wasn't, the sports were in session, but when they weren't, a little less. But I think it's driven you to kind of pursue your dreams in college too. And it's still driving you and what you want to do and whether or not you're going to stay where you are or move somewhere else, or depending on if they have a scholarship or openings in sports. So. I will say that as a teacher and working with kids, anytime I walked into a classroom with you, I know you're ready to be a teacher with kids. You have a heart and a passion, and that's kind of like that higher level of thinking on Maslow's hierarchy. You know where you are as a teacher. We call it self-actualized. You know what to do. You know how to help kids. You know how to just jump right in there and be with kids and help them. And I think that's something you came in with, and it's just going to grow and develop and get better.
My name is Joseph Moore, and this is who I am.